Welcome back to OT Star Wars. Boys are here in full effect as usual. Today we are going to be answering the age-old question, does size matter? Is shrinkflation a huge problem, in parentheses? But here we go. Let's get into it. Debate season is back. All right, here we are.
Yeah, as normal, we're going to go around, say, do you think that Lego sets getting smaller matters? I'm going to say no.
I'm with you, Maddie. Size does not matter.
All right, coming from the
It's a tough thing for us to argue, though, if you phrase it like that, though, Rob. It's a tough thing for
100% the descaling of Lego sets is super stupid and makes them worse sets.
Throw me a lob, Finn. I'm on your side, King.
All right, word, because we talked about this many, many times. Should we just get right off the rip with examples? I don't want to do sit here and bore the people with this, that, and the third, this set, whatever. ISD is a good example. I love the ISD. It's detailed. There's a lot. But it's a lot smaller and it's missing a lot of cool play features. The interior of the ISD is dog. What?
Where's the escape pod?
It's the worst set you could have brought up. Yeah. You have blazed that set nonstop since you've gotten it. And that is the most descaled version of an Imperial Star Destroyer we have gotten to this day. And is the best example of why descaling does not matter.
Oh, here we go. We got live representations once again.
I don't know, but Rob, even when
I brought this setup multiple times and I've glazed it because I don't have any other Star Destroyer. Does it look great and super detailed? Yeah, but it's super small.
I think we have on record almost everyone in here saying that it's the best play scale Death Star we've gotten, or Star Destroyer we've gotten.
No escape pod.
It's the best looking play scale Star Destroyer we've gotten, but I'll tell
you.
Wait, what are you doing?
Yeah, thank you. That's
not all that everybody cares about.
And the conversation.
Put your face in the damn camera.
What play features in the bigger Star Destroyers do you like a lot more?
Escape pod.
Space. No, Stone. Yes. But don't let him patronize us. It's not about the play features, it's about the space to play. Look at this. Look at this bridge.
Quote that. It's not about the space to play. It's about the
No.
No. He said it right. It is about the space to play.
It's not about what they put in. It's about how much space they give you to get creative with it. But dude, you can't even get mad. Dude, I am honestly appalled that you're bringing this into play because this was my number one argument for why descaling does not matter. And everyone.
Okay. I'll give a better example. I'll give some better examples than that. That new Coruscant gunship, Matt, you just bought that, I believe, today.
I did.
The new AAT. We literally last video on the ranking set, we just talked about how the new AAT is terrible.
This
MTT, yes, but Wave coming out is descaled.
But it's not. It's the new AAT is not descaled. That's not the issue.
But everyone on this call was complaining about the new Slave 1, the play scale Slave 1.
That's a bad one, and that's a good example of why that would matter. But the descaling in general doesn't matter. If they pick the right, whether or not they pick the right sets to descale is Lego's issue. But the descaling is not the issue. It's Lego picking.
Rob, move your head to the right or left. The reason why they're downsizing these sets is so they can all fit on that same white IKEA shelf everyone gets right there. That's why they're doing it. No good reason besides that.
They're helping us out with
no. The reason they are doing it is because
you can display more of them, so you keep buying more sets.
I don't think
that's why they don't make big ones anymore. That are more fun.
I mean, they're coming out. I mean, they're making $1,000. They're making $1,000.
That's a display set.
But you just made a whole argument though about how you're making the argument about how they're
UCS set. They're not going to descale UCS sets.
But he still meant what he said. You guys are nitpicking what he said.
You guys are now using UCS sets as an example.
Okay, fine.
They've never descaled that. We're talking about play sets. Let's be realistic here.
Yeah, it's fine.
Can I spit? Because for me, it's really not about. And I know that was a bold and brave. I'm a brave guy. Very brave. Very courageous.
You're mixing brave and dumb.
That was a bold thing for me to bring up, obviously, because that's the set that a lot of people point to as, like you said, that it's okay to have shrinkflation. And does it look really spectacular from the outside? Yeah, it does. If I want something that looks absolutely amazing and perfectly detailed from the exterior, I'll go buy a model kit. That's the same reason I'm okay with altering my ghosts and having bigger cracks and having a custom interior, because me personally with Lego, I'd rather have a lot of space to play and design my own interior than have a beautiful exterior with no cracks. Have I glazed the Star Destroyer and said it's almost perfect from afar on a shelf and a mini UCS set? Yeah, many times actually, not just once. But to me, that doesn't equal having a beautifully large interior with a bunch of dope play features, and having the set even 4 to 5 studs longer makes it an entirely different presence on your shelf.
Yes, and I don't disagree with you that having a bigger set is worse. I don't disagree with that.
Bigger set is better.
Us play guys need a big ship to play with.
Yes, don't get me wrong. I want Lego sets as an entirety to be bigger. I like my UCS sets because they are larger. I'm saying the descaling of the same sets we've had in the past is not an issue, though.
So the U-Wing.
But they're making sets that don't need to be smaller.
Because it looks cleaner than the old U-Wing.
But they're making
the Ghost from 2016, 14, whatever.
New U-Wing looks worse than the old U-Wing.
Hold on, he's going Ghost. Let him go Ghost.
Okay, so the Ghost that was released 10 years prior, roughly, whatever, that set looks distinctly worse than the new one does, correct?
That has nothing to do with scale. They're the same size.
Bigger.
Wait, yes, because they are the same size. You want a bigger Ghost, correct? So these sets would be more expensive if they were larger. At a point-blank period.
They wouldn't.
It would be the UCS Ghost,
Matt, it's
right?
all about the way the sets are designed. They're building them with more small pieces. If they were built like they used to with bigger pieces, then they wouldn't be as expensive.
Yes, but if you do it that way, then there's just studs on every single top thing. Think about those giant wedge pieces that we had previously in the early 2010s.
I've used this as an example before. I
don't know where this is going.
I'm saying, but those just genuinely look worse. And if you want them to be bigger, they're going to be more expensive in this day and age.
Exact same.
But that's the issue. The quality will not be as good if they are made this time. If you look at a set that was made in 2014 of the exact same thing, and now, just detail-wise, it is so much better now than it was back then.
And the interior is probably substantially worse.
And that's fine with me.
And this is why you can't do your interior argument. Because you said, I think, with literally the last 2 or 3 episodes, that you would have rather bought the descaled Jango Fett Slave 1 over the UCS Slave 1.
That was a bang for buck situation. You kind of cherry pick.
You prefer a smaller set, though.
That's just me being poor. You kind of cherry pick that.
No,
all right, Rob. Explain this though. Why are they downsizing sets like this, like the gunship, AAT, MTT, U-Wing, stuff I've talked about? Why are they downsizing stuff like that doesn't need to be, and still keeping stuff oversized, like ridiculously oversized, like bark speeders or like interceptors? They can make it smaller.
That's a sick
ATSTs, ATRTs,
because the smaller build,
the 2020 battle pack, literally, if you want to bring up sets that are like around 2020, 2021, like you're bringing up, that stuff is way too oversized.
I don't get the argument though.
I got it, Rob.
The argument is what I'm saying is, why are they making sets smaller, but not making sets that actually need to be smaller? Like they're making sets that don't need to be smaller, like an MTT. They don't need to make an MTT smaller and descale that. They need to start making like ATRTs descaled, bark speeders descaled to be more minifigure accurate, like you like, but they don't.
They should. That's not the argument though. The argument is just the downscaling. You're just saying that they're bad at.
It's not big brain enough to get it.
No, Stone. I'll answer your question.
They're bad at scaling things.
Saying, Matt?
Yes, I understand what you're saying, and yes,
right, cool.
Desizing or downscaling the gunship. Yes, I wish it was larger. 100%. But the problem is the quality of sets from now, from 2008 or 2013, is vastly better, and so it requires more pieces to do that. And if they were, let me speak. If they were shut up for a second. If they were the same size as they were previously, it would require more pieces to fill all of those gaps and have them tiled off or whatever.
Like what you're saying, that Lego oversized sets, that doesn't help an argument of
we're bouncing too much. Matt, you said
I'm saying if you were to make a gunship in the same scale as it was in 2008 or 2013, Stone, please let me finish rebuttaling your point. If you were making a gunship in the same scale as 2013, with the quality and accuracy that sets today have. It would be more expensive to produce, as a result, taking people out of buying that exact set because it is too expensive for them.
I know what Matt's saying. He's just
No,
saying.
that's what I'm saying, though. I'm saying they're not descaling stuff that needs to be descaled, like ATRTs and bark speeds.
I know, but Matt,
they're not descaling them, but that's not part of this argument. That's like it doesn't.
I'm saying they're focusing on the wrong things.
Yes, they are. They are, but that doesn't.
You didn't touch up on anything I said about it.
It doesn't answer the question. It doesn't answer the question. Is descaling bad for Lego? Does it matter? That doesn't. Talking about oversized sets. It just
if they're going to descale things like you want them to, then why don't they focus on the right things?
Because they're dumb. That's not the argument right now. Lego. That's a Lego problem. They picked the wrong sets to descale. But
so I'm saying they shouldn't do it because they're not going to do it right.
That's fine. But if you're making the sets the same size as they used to be and they're more accurate now, they're going to be too expensive for a lot of people.
Money. People are going to buy Lego anyways. It's a premium product.
They're not. We come on here every single week and complain about how sets are too expensive. If they're too expensive at this price point, think about how much more expensive they would be at the same.
Think about how many people are going to buy this $40 battle pack that's way overpriced. I guarantee you, people will line up at the Lego store first day and people buy it.
Yes, but that's the issue because it's $40. It's not $200 instead of $120.
Yo, I have no mic. Let me get in. Matt, you have the 2013 Gunship example. Adjusted for inflation, that set is over 300 pieces and 4 studs in and 4 studs out, larger than the Coruscant Gunship. Adjusted for inflation, that set is $150. The Coruscant Gunship is $140.
Because it's not as detailed as the one is now.
It's substantially larger. It looks better on a shelf. It's only $10 more adjusted for inflation.
Yes, but if you're
making an argument out to be like it would be $50, $70 more expensive with the old size. I just did the math while you guys were arguing.
2013
if you took the same quality,
but you're going to argue that Lego. You can't argue Lego's overpriced in a downscaling argument. Like that's what you're basically saying. Is that
when he said because he made it out.
Never argued price on this side once
and made it out to seem like it was $100 more expensive than the Coruscant.
I have it myself.
It's $10 more, and it's 8 studs bigger, 4 in both directions.
Yes, but then the quality of the set would decrease.
It's going down. The doors don't open the right way. The wings are not proportionate. Figures can't stand in the bottom. You can't fit as many. The quality of set is worse. The figs are worse. It's $10 less. Why you would use the Coruscant Guard gunship as an example to defend?
You brought up the Coruscant Guard. I am saying if they made a normal gunship today in 2025 and they did it at the same scale, it would probably be $160, $170 because of the detail on the outside. If I'm already
paying $140, then I'll pay $160 for it to be perfect. What are you talking about?
But that's adjusted for inflation because
I'll pay whatever. I'll pay whatever, and so will the others.
The Coruscant Guard gunship is $140. If you're telling me the new one would come out at $160 and it's perfect, who's not buying that?
Matt especially would buy it. He's a gunship.
Yes,
he would buy it.
I am not saying he would buy it. I am not. I'm looking out for the normal people that would walk into a store and Target and walk by the shelves and go, "That seems like a lot." Where we buy almost everything.
Absolutely fried right now. He's not even saying anything to defend you.
Because you guys are just screaming nonsense that doesn't matter.
You're never in the Discord. They don't know how many Lego fans are going to buy everything and like whatever they put a drop.
Yes, 100%. No, because our fans are the 1% of Lego Star Wars fans. The normal consumer is not walking into a store and seeing that a set that is 1,000 pieces for $180. That is a turnoff for people.
The Ghost is one of the best-selling sets in the last 5 years. It's 1,100 pieces for $180.
Please give me
the numbers. Pull the numbers.
I'm asking you to.
I actually would love for Finn to pull the numbers because he just says best-selling because it's one of his favorite. He literally has no numbers.
I don't know.
No numbers to back that up.
I guarantee you sets that are $40 are selling way better than the one that is $160.
It's the amount of sets adjusted for the price of the set.
No.
Oh, yeah. You have those numbers on hand.
I need bigger sets to play with.
Somebody in VC was saying it. I'll try and find it. Hold on.
Yeah, this isn't even true. I have the top 20 right now, and it's not even in it. On Brick Economy.
All I'm saying at the end of the day, Matt, is if you're talking about like prices adjusted, whatever, me personally, we're not even going to get into this, but I could eviscerate you with just this point by itself. the new sets that are coming out are a perfect example. You guys are about to get by that new MTT and by that new turbo tank, and there's nothing else you can do besides bend over and get. They're going to be so small. The figs are going to be not as good as they used to be. And I'm not trying to always. Someone commented this the other day. I'm always hating on Lego. Like, it probably does seem that way from the outside looking in. Look at my desk. Don't tell me I hate this stuff.
Rate that setup 1 to 10, please.
Just rattled. Reading the comments and getting rattled, bro.
Don't tell me that I hate Lego if your desk doesn't look like this. Don't even talk to me, first of all. Second of all, we're talking about sets that are coming out in the next whatever it is, 3 or 4 months that are going to be pissers, dude. These sets are they're going to be great. I'm going to love them.
We are talking about this wave being one of the best waves coming up that we've seen in a while.
Because of the addresses, because of the names of the sets, the actual variation of the set that we're getting, I think, is going to be substantially worse than versions we've got in the past. Matt,
some build guy.
We all agree, Matt. You don't have to sit here and lie to yourself. We all agree they're downscaled. They're not going to be as good as old sets. You don't have to lie to yourself.
I cannot say that yet. I cannot say that.
We are really sitting on the
throws in yet there at the end. He throws yet in there to catch himself.
Because I haven't touched it.
We do not care that they're getting downscaled. I do not care that this MTT.
Don't even bring up. We haven't even brought up the new Arc 170. That thing's atrocious.
That's my point. But you're talking about prices, Matt, of old sets. You're about to pay $180 for this MTT that's half the size of the one that came out for $90.
Yeah. All right.
The 2007 MTT is 100 times better than the 2014 MTT. The 2014 MTT is descaled. It's worse and it's more expensive.
But that's not the reason it is worse.
The newer one that's coming out this summer is going to be even smaller.
Yes, and that's not the reason why they are worse.
We all said it was going to be a good set. Like, what are we talking about here?
No, we're excited for the IP of clone or of MTT Clone Wars Turbo Tank being made. We don't know if we're excited for the actual set. We're excited that they're making a turbo tank. We don't know if we're excited for this turbo tank.
We saw the pictures.
No, but we didn't really see the pictures. Like
there is nothing that I could say that would defend the new V19 Torrent that comes out this year could be better than the one that came out previously. It just point blank period could be. Like, it just could be.
If my aunt had balls, she could be my uncle. We can't be talking hypotheticals.
Yeah, I know, B. That's what the point you just made. You said you're not excited for all these different sets.
I'm not.
Because you think they're going to be worse without even touching them.
Not that I'm not excited. I just know they're not going to be as good as past variants.
But you can't make that distinction before you've actually touched a set.
I'll double down on that. I'll put a live line out right now. I think it's minus 250. I think it's minus 250 that all of those sets are worse than the past iteration. And it's unfortunate. But they're going to be descaled, and they're not going to be as good.
But the issue of them being worse is not because they are getting smaller. The smaller sets that are the best sets that we've got are like the top quality sets
like
that
what?
are smaller.
Name 3.
Of the smaller sets?
Yeah. Descaled versions of sets that are 10 times better than the past iteration.
Ewing's not better.
The Ewing, I think, looks better than the old one.
Do two more.
I think the Interceptor and the Starfighter are better.
Same exact scales as last ones. I'm talking about sets that are different sizes, not piece count, different sizes, descaling, shrinkflation. Name two more sets. Name 2 more sets.
I'm literally just gave you 2.
These are the same size as the 2020 Interceptor. Name a set that's got smaller. Shrinkflation. Does size matter? The video title. Name 2 more.
But they were getting smaller since then.
Name 2 more sets.
2 more. You can't.
If you guys think that smaller is better, you have no problem naming only 2 sets. Name
the Arc 170. You think is better?
The Arc 170.
Shut the fuck up, bro.
No, I don't think the Arc 170 is better because I think the techniques they used are worse. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying in terms of detail, they just point blank period look better.
So you are arguing that that the descaling of sets is making them better. I'm asking you to name me 2, Matt, and you can't.
No one's saying that it's making it better. We just say it doesn't matter. Like, you're saying that we're not arguing that descaling a set makes it look better. We're arguing that descaling a set is not an issue.
If it looks better, it looks
worse. That's a
It's worse than it's not the descaling part's problem. It's the design problem. That's why descaling doesn't matter.
If it functions worse, it's an issue. The gunship's a good example.
If it functions worse, it's for people who play with them like you. I don't play with it. I don't care about function.
It's also about accuracy of features, even if you don't play with it.
That's not true. You're just lying.
It's not true at all.
You want the doors to open correctly. You don't want the doors
I don't play with them. I don't care if they open up
It
correctly.
doesn't matter about you playing with it. It's a matter of you're paying for the model and you want it to be accurate. It's the same thing with the U-wing doors. The U-wing doors aren't supposed to flip open. They're supposed to open this way. Why don't they?
I'm paying
He
for
cares if the mouth
play.
opens.
I'm
He doesn't
playing.
care if the door how the door opens as long as he can fit in it.
I'm done with this video. I'm done.
I'm not playing with sets. They're on
You can end the
display.
video.
I'm going to
I'm
display them how they look.
I'm
Like-
done. I got my point off. I'm done with this video. You end it.
Yeah. All right.
Unless
well,
you guys want to talk by yourselves, I'm done. I got everything off. I don't care.
no, I'm just saying that sets getting smaller can lead to more accurate builds, and I think that the price
And
of
they haven't.
the set.
And they haven't.
They have with the Star Destroyer for the first point you made.
That's the only
That's
one.
one. Name another one.
From the exterior looks better.
Yes, that's all I give a fuck about, Finn. That's all I care about, dude.
Then I guess we have differing opinions.
Like, I don't care if I can stand a fucking figure inside the damn cockpit, dude. I
guess-
don't.
Then
So
we
you
have
like the new AATs? You like the new MTTs?
They're fine. They're not better than the ones in the past because they're different colors. If they were the same
No,
colors,
it's
they would
nothing
look
to do
just
with
as fine.
colors. It's nothing to do with colors. And
All
Rob
right,
has a
Cool
mini
with the new
scale
slave
guy.
ones they've had the last two. It's all right.
Rob's gonna co-sign what you just said, Matt. I don't care about putting figs in a set. Correct, Rob?
You're just going to go, you're a minifig scale guy. Not most
I'm
sets are
asking,
not
you've
minifig.
said multiple times you're not a play guy. So what's the if you're a minifig scale guy, you want everything to be accurate. Why do you not care about the way the doors open then? Like this guy's just inconsistent. I can't do this.
What is it, having the doors open have anything to do with it being minifig scale or not?
Minifig scale, you want it minifig scale so it's proportioned.
So the door opens correctly. That has nothing to do
I
whether
didn't
the
let
door
you
opens
finish.
sideways or
You
up.
want-
The minifig's
you want
getting
to
in there.
You want a set to be minifig scale because you want it to be proportionally accurate and you want it to feel real. So if you want it to feel real, then have the doors open the real way. That's all I got. I don't know.
That is not the argument at all. You were just pretzel dropping that into an argument that is just not even real.
Stuff you've said before. I don't know what to tell you.
I
Yes,
like
it doesn't
minifig scale.
matter.
That has nothing to do with how a door open, how it functions, if it functions correctly. Minifig
All right,
scale.
comments, if you've made it this far in the video, by the way, like, comment, subscribe. But you let me know if you care about the U-Wings door and how it opens. I know the answer is going to be, it's going to be 75.
But that's not the issue. That's not
Well,
has
the
nothing to do with shrinkflation.
ATRTs still being oversized. If they're going to descale anything, descale those.
I agree, Stone. That is something I do agree that should be
That
decent.
was
the
a
bar
good
speed
point that I
is-
wouldn't have made. That was a good point.
No, I do agree that those should be smaller and they should be closer to minifig scale.
All right, let's get the out of here.
All right, like, comment, subscribe. We'll see you guys tomorrow for a Patreon video.
Yep,
Peace.
stay trapped.